Now, unlike you, where so many days you're just confused a little bit by the news, and sometimes the things that are now just taken for granted as absolute fact and you can't possibly disagree with them become a little bit confusing, like a person who identifies as a bird, for instance.
So Avery and I are both birds. I am a cardinal and Avery is a blue jay. And being birds, while we do have our own gender expression, we don't inherently have a gender at all.
And every time there's a conversation about Australia, of course, we don't celebrate Australia. We have to find ways to say that it has at its very heart an endless racism and a history that is not worth remembering one day after a ship bumped into the country.
Thank you. And this is my workplace, may I remind everybody, and to be white-splained by a white woman is inappropriate and it's borderline racism. So I expect, whilst I'm in this place, that I am not racially vilified or white-splained by white people on my own country. After all, you all benefit from being on stolen land.
And the same person constantly tells us that despite the fact she can rant on like this, and we're all supposedly post-race where we judge each other by the content of their character, but more importantly, just the quality of the human being that they are, that apparently you can be racist just only to white people.
You have to understand what racism is. Yeah. And racism is about a race. Now, white people don't fall into that category. So we cannot be racist to white people.
I'm just as exhausted as you are. Just illogical garbage. Up is down, down is up, black is white, forward is back, no rules. And then there are, of course, the people who say that things like mathematics apparently is deeply racist, and if you dare defend 1 + 1, you are one of the unchosen.
Humans have then used math and numbers and statistics in all sorts of ways, from counting black and brown bodies as they made them property and brought them over to these lands, to much more recently, scholars who said that white people were more intelligent than people of color. That's called scientific racism, the use of statistics and tools to construct the idea.
Shut up! Oh, we get it that history is complicated, at times bloody, at times embarrassing, at times awful. No question about it. But the idea that all of the building blocks that have brought us to this point in time, where you can hold in your hand a device that will give you a video call for free to family on the other side of the world, is all without merit, without discovery, without celebration, without acceptance. Everything has something wrong with it. Now, one of the ways and one of the reasons why this has escalated in the terms that it has over recent years is that more lunatics than ever before have had a platform. And when lots of loons get together, it all starts to feel like they're all attacking you. There's this great picture that was in the Wall Street Journal about somebody who was the recipient of an absolute pile-on of the internet. And these are all the Twitter birds, and just like the famous Alfred Hitchcock film, where all of the black crows are bang, 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 attacking you. Sometimes it feels like that, when basically all the loons get together and decide, let's take over the asylum. So anyone who speaks up automatically gets yelled at you. And then a way of making sure that politicians don't dare agree with the obvious logic of up is down, there is black and white, there is left and right, there is right and wrong. What these groups often do is like a giant Voltron character, cartoon from the 80s. They all get together in their separate parts to form one giant machine of hate. They grab their pitchforks and they light their torches and they head towards any company that would dare support the logic that existed in the country 2 years ago.